Now let us see how uh, risk terminator functionality can be applied to different scenarios. Okay, so the scenarios uh, surrounding the user maintenance, the role maintenance, and when I say user maintenance, it's in both the transactions SU01 as well as SU10. Um, to simulate how risk analysis works for role maintenance and user provisioning, let us start off with role maintenance. So we are going to create a role with transaction codes from two different business functions. Okay, so we have a risk ID which is F005. We have a business function called AP01, and we have a business function called FI04 which conflict with each other. Okay, so if you go and look, this F00 F005 here. So it comes with two conflicting functions are AP01 and FI04. And AP01 has these transaction codes and FI04 has FCHI and FI02. So let's go and create a role in the backend system with these couple of transaction codes, right? From one each from both the business function. Now, what we are going to do is based on the configuration settings we defined in the GRC system and the plugin system. Okay, so let's go create a role called X colon test risk terminator term. Okay, so click on create single role. We say testing risk terminator. Okay, say yes. Now let's go and add two of the conflicting transaction codes, right? Okay, so from AP01, let us pick F-44, right? And from FI04, let's pick FCH1, FCHI. Assign. Now, based on the parameters, right? Let's go to the parameters, right? We are looking at the parameters in the GRC system, but we set the same parameters for risk terminator with the same values in the plugin system also. So based on these parameters, the values in these parameters, your risk terminator should react, function. Okay, so click on save and click on generate. Sorry, authorizations. Now when you click on change, this message that you get, right, is because of the user exit that we maintained in the plugin system. Okay, before we maintain the configuration parameters, we maintain 4 user exits. So this message was because of the user exit. Okay, now if you see, there are two conflicts that came up. Okay, F005 and F032. So in both risk IDs, because of the rule set, you have the conflicts. Okay, because of these two transaction codes. Okay, now, so you got the analysis step as T code level. Then you have the summary information here, right? You have different levels of information SAP gives you here. It's something similar to the risk analysis report. Okay. Now I click on summary and you get this, right? That you see the risk IDs, the risk ID description, and then the transaction codes that are causing the conflict. Look at detail level. Detail level gives you the risk ID and the risk level. Okay. Management level just gives you the risk IDs. And executive level gives you how many conflicts are there in each of the risk IDs. All right, let's go back to summary and continue with profile generation. Now, if you discard changes, you will be thrown out of the system, this transaction, then you'll have to restart all over again. So we are not going to do that. So click on continue. Now you maintain the authorizations. Okay. And then try to generate the profile for the role. Right. Now, again, the conflicts are displayed here again, right? Why? That is because of the parameter 1081. Okay, because we said enable risk terminator for PFCG generation. Okay, and also you're saying stop role generation if violation exists, right? So what happens? Let's see whether continue with profile generation. What does it do? It looks like it has generated, correct? But if you go out, you see this is not generated yet because generated profiles are not correct. So this is happening because of the 1085 parameter. Okay. Now, if you try to assign the user, even then it will still not work. The role assignment will not be complete because the profiles are not generated. Okay. So this is the first business case or business scenario that you can think about for assigning two conflicting transaction codes to the role and see what happens with the risk terminator. Depending on what your parameters are, what you have set in 1081 and 1080, which one was that? 1085. Okay. The profile will not be generated, which means the role was not completely built for you. Now, if you had set up in some, so okay, so there's another thing, right? So if let's say, you had your mitigation controls set up, right? So you could basically go and if you had the mitigation setup, you could select the risk and apply the mitigation here itself. Okay. And in that case, you could also send notification in case of violations to the role owners, right? Or you can add your own comments before and for generating the role. Depending on, and some of these are what you can do depends on the parameters that you set here. Okay. All right. So we said no in this case. So in case of you want to add a comment or send notification, you would have to set these two parameters to yes. Okay. So the point is you can do the mitigation here also if it was set up. So let's continue with profile generation to come out. All right. Now for our next scenario, let us create two roles. One with the transaction codes from each of the business functions. And then we try to create a user ID and assign those two roles to the user ID and see what happens.